And we're live. Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, in case you're new. Don't know who I am. Let's see who's here already. Red Neckerson's Resales was ready and waiting. Grand Larceny's here. Fader Faded. Thrifty Christy. Welcome in, you guys. Thanks for coming. As you can tell by the somewhat clickbaity title, we're going to talk about ugly things tonight and what we can be sourcing or looking for when we're out sourcing or thrifting that's kind of outside of the box. I know that, hi Mary, hi Skin Integrity, welcome in. So I know that most of us, when we're out at the thrift stores and we're out at the yard sales, we all have lists, whether we have a physical list on our phone, a paper list we carry, or one in our head. We have lists of BOLO brands that we should be looking for. The upscale brands, the brands that are bread and butter, good for filler, and that's great. You should absolutely be doing that. But brand doesn't always matter. And Trina, hey, welcome in and bye again. Thanks for popping in though, just to say hi. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Hi, Katie. Hi, Greg. So I know I say a lot on this channel that brand doesn't always matter if something is super cute, super unique, has great graphics. And that's true. But brand also doesn't matter if something is ugly. And ugly is, it's objective. What's ugly to you, I might think is totally awesome. And what's ugly to me, you might like. Hey, Bill and David are here. They are on vacation in Florida, so thanks for coming in. Yes, giant plush for himself fast. That was a really amazing flip. If you guys are in the Facebook group, you would have seen that. One of our members bought like this 4-foot long caterpillar, all multicolor. It flipped. I think he only bought it like 2 days ago. Sinew and Santa's here. Tina, hey, welcome in. So obviously when you're outsourcing, you do want to be looking for brands. I'm not saying that. You still want to know what brands sell for the most money, what brands are going to be your fastest flips, what brands have a good sell-through rate, and you also want to know your good bread and butter and filler brands if you're doing any kind of a volume-based business. Because you can't just look for the cherry-picky, really, really good stuff if you want to have a lot of volume. You got to have those filler items. And 8 feet, snake, worm, caterpillar. I keep kidding. This caterpillar was so awesome, you guys. Anyway, but you also want to look at style and graphics and the uniqueness of an item. So it's not just about being cute or ugly, because again, it's objective. Here's the thing. If I find an item, hey Colleen, welcome in. If I find an item and I am immediately either attracted to the item or appalled by the item, I probably am going to source it. Meaning, if I think it's super cute and someone out there is also going to think it's super cute. Not everyone watches Game of Thrones or cares about it. Sorry. Not sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I've been going live at Sunday nights at 9 p.m. for months. And I understand that I am competing with a very popular show, but I can't change my schedule for a TV show. So there is the replay if you want to watch me later. So if you find something that you really, really, really like, or you're attracted to it for any kind of reason, or you think it's unique, or you think it's cool, chances are someone else will too. But on the opposite side of the coin, if you're appalled by it, if you're like, oh my God, that is so ugly, chances are someone else is really going to like it. I actually have something right here I'm going to show you towards the end of the show. I did source something today that is hideous as far as I'm concerned. And when I do show this item at the end, if there's anybody out there that really likes them, that would wear them, that thinks they're super awesome, please don't be offended that I called them fugly. But to me, they are absolutely hideous. They are so fugly that I had to get them because I knew somebody would love them. And that's just my point. So there's all kinds of people coming in. Hey, Donatella. I'm still here, aren't I? I actually didn't even realize I would be competing with Game of Thrones, honestly, until about, I want to say 6 o'clock our time. And I understand that people have their show. I have my shows. So I have things I do, things I love. I would never propose to go live on opening night of Avengers Endgame. I would never try to go live when I had movie tickets to that. But I didn't even realize it was tonight, because I tried to read the books about 15 years ago before it ever was popular or was a thing, and it's just not, the books I didn't like. I didn't think they were well written, so it's not my thing. I realized about 6 o'clock, and I believe Lance and Justin, both my mods, follow it. And I said, am I competing with them? And they said yes, for about 8 weeks. And I said, I can't change my schedule for 8 weeks. I just can't. So if you guys do need to go watch your Game of Thrones, I absolutely still love you, and I understand. You guys can watch the replay. Yeah, the same with me. We have a gift box set of 4 coffee mugs and matching coasters, brand new gift set in the box of Game of Thrones. I bought it to flip it because I know it's popular, but so let's get back on track talking about ugly stuff. So, but it goes both ways because everyone's different, right? And it's all objective. So anytime I am either really attracted to something and I think it's really cute, or I think, oh my God, that's hideous. Who in their right mind would wear it? Both of those are alarm bells to me. That is probably something I want to pick up. Hey, Bamboo, I'm happy that you are here as well. Welcome in. Thank you. So the thing to keep in mind when you're outsourcing, yes, there are BOLO brands. Yes, there are brands that sell for more and sell quicker and are sought after. But not everyone in the world is fashionable. Not everyone likes the same things. Not everyone follows fashion trends. It is absolutely a good idea for you to be up on the up and up and know what's fashionable right now, what's stylish, what the fashion trends are, what the younger crowd is looking for. Because I do understand that right now, the younger crowd, I don't want to use the word millennials, I know that gets people upset, but kids in their 20s and 30s it's fashionable for them now to thrift and shop online and wear used clothing. So you do want to keep abreast of what's in fashion, what's stylish, what are people looking for. It's a good idea, but just keep in mind that not everybody is fashionable. Bolo, I always feel bad. I don't really feel bad when I call something ugly because it's all about opinion. You know, and that's what I'm getting at right now. I'm the perfect example. I am aware of what's fashionable, but I live in jeans and graphic tees. And the only way I care about what's on my shirt is if it's about something I like. So whether it's a baby doll t-shirt or a tank top, or it doesn't matter to me the style of the shirt. If it has Harley Quinn on it, anything about Marvel, anything about Doctor Who, anything about DC, Gotham especially, and like those villains, I want it. And that's not fashionable. You know, I guess it's cool to be a nerd right now, but I live in jeans and t-shirts. And as far as jeans go, I don't really care. I'm 5 foot tall, so I look for petite because I've walked on my pants my whole life. But there are people out there like me that exist that either don't care what's in style and just wear what's comfortable and what they like, or are stuck in a style from years ago. There are people like that. There are people that maybe in 1996 found a particular style of jeans that they liked by Guess Jeans when it was really popular, and they were the most comfortable, best jeans they've ever worn, and for the last 20 years, those are the only jeans they'll wear, and those are the people on eBay looking for those jeans from 20 years ago that everyone else might pass up because it's, you know, not a good brand. It doesn't look like a style from 2018 or 2019. I almost forgot the year. It's 2019. But yeah, just keep that in mind. There are lots of people out there who don't care about what's fashionable. They like what they like. They know what they like. And they're looking for that. Mary McQueen says, raising hand, not fashionable. I was on Casey the Rockstar Flipper's channel as a guest around this time last year, and we were talking about this topic or something similar, and I said I was hashtag dumb, hashtag fashion dumb, and a lot of people got a kick out of that. But yeah, I am. I'm personally hashtag fashion dumb, and before I started reselling clothing, I had no clue. No clue. The only reason I know what I know about fashion and style and jeans is because I learned it for the business. So everything I know about fashion, I absolutely had to be self-taught. I watched a lot of Casey's videos. I stalked a lot of other people's Posh Closets and eBay stores like Megan Mawhinney. And I learned that way. But had I never started reselling clothing, I would not know the difference between flare jeans and bootcut jeans. I wouldn't know the difference between button front and button down. I wouldn't know what a blouse is. I would have no idea that the low-rise bell-bottom jeans are back in style. It's just not who I am. And there's a lot of other people like that. And another really good example, I remember in one of the Facebook groups last year, there was a woman whose husband had worn Van Hussein dress shirts. Now, that's a Walmart brand, you guys. But he had worn Van Hussein dress shirts, blue, and a certain style that he liked for like 15 years for his job. And at any given time, she said he would have like 5 or 6 of these in his closet, and that's all he ever wore. And Walmart had stopped carrying them. And she was literally scouring all of the online platforms that sell used clothing and new for this particular Walmart branded shirt. And when she found them, she bought like 20 because that's what her husband liked to wear. So it's kind of good to diversify, I guess, is what I'm really trying to say. Brooks Norris, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. So that, I mean, it's good to do both. You shouldn't really lock yourself into any one thing. If I was ever asked by someone, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give any new reseller, or veteran sellers who are stuck in their ways or maybe stuck in a rut, my biggest advice would absolutely be diversify, diversify, diversify. If you sell a lot of jeans, start looking at shoes. If you sell a lot of shoes, start looking at booty shorts. Look at the plush, look at the glassware. But even within the clothing, if all you buy is those BOLO brands, start looking at the filler and bread and butter. Look at things you can list quickly so you don't feel like you're wasting your time. Build your listings up with those filler and bread and butter items. Get them selling every single day so you're making more profits while you're out looking for the higher end items. But also start looking for items that maybe aren't such a great brand but have a really great graphic. They're really unique. They're something that's in style. It is not unheard of. Megan Mawhinney is a very good example. I don't even know if she made it tonight. She's busy moving and selling her house. She sold a pair of Faded Glory, we're talking Walmart brand, low-rise bell-bottom jeans that she picked up for 99 cents at Goodwill used. She sold them for $30 because they were cute. They absolutely, she used the good keywords, low-rise bell-bottom, flare, hippie, boho. But they were cute enough that even though they were Walmart brand, they went for $30. So, you know, it's always a good idea to keep all of that in mind, but also look for those ugly things, because I'm telling you, every single day, someone somewhere is buying something that you or I would be like, that is hideous. You wouldn't catch me dead in that, and somebody loves it. So I'm going to kind of give some examples, and like, Courtney said, I don't want to offend anyone, so if anything I mention as what I'm calling ugly is something that you personally like, just remember it's all opinion, it's all objective. You may think that wearing t-shirts every day is hideous, and that's fine, but I like t-shirts. So, but what about all those animal prints, right? I'm not a big fan of animal prints. But there are women every day in our Posh Closet and our eBay store that buy these leopard print, yellow, button fashion things from Chico's. And I think they're so ugly, but I buy them. Or the snakeskin. I actually know people personally who like the cow print. Like the white and black big cow spot prints. Really bright colors. certain like shirts of men's, like the Hawaiian shirts that have like the really loud colors and stuff. I think those are hideous, but we'll source them, right? Yeah, do not do niches. It's not a good idea. You should be diversifying all the time. And this is the time to do it because we all have yard sales at our fingertips. And that's when you can find all the things, all the different weird things for $1 or $2. You can find a lot of ugly stuff at the yard sale, a lot of old stuff, vintage stuff. Yes. Thank heavens for reseller videos and my tenacity to go ahead and across my... I'm not really a girly girl. I had to read fashion magazines. I had to learn. But, oh, Justin's here. Hey, Justin. Shouldn't you be watching your Game of Dragons and all that other stuff? But, hey, Roger, welcome in. Cool. You're here. So, guys, it's just important to just keep in mind that there's so many different types of people in the world. The people that want those really high-end $80 shirts and $100 flips and Robert Graham's and Eileen Fisher and Lily Pulitzer, they exist. But those aren't the only people sourcing. Those aren't the only people shopping. There are people on eBay, Poshmark, Amazon, wherever well, Amazon doesn't really do used clothing, but wherever you're selling your wares, there's different people on there looking. It's not just people in their 20s who are up to date on fashion. It's not just people that want high-end items. Those people exist. You should absolutely have stuff for both of those groups. You should have stuff for groups like me that want their comic book t-shirts, because we pay up for these. Let me tell you. I mean, I get most of mine for 99 cents at Goodwill, obviously, when we're sourcing. But if a new movie's coming out and I really want a new Harley Quinn shirt, or I really want a new Batman shirt, or, oh my god, I'm going to go see Deadpool and I want a new Deadpool shirt, and I look for a month before the movie comes out and I can't find one, guess what? I'm going online and I will pay good money to have a new shirt to wear to the opening of my comic book movie. Because I'm a nerd and that's what I do. So you want to have stuff for all the different types of people. The fashionable people, the people looking for high-end, the nerds. Nerds is a really good niche to cater to. And that includes like the Game of Thrones. Like I said, you want to look for Game of Thrones, Star Wars, comic book stuff. Most of us will pay up for what we like. I don't know if any of you have ever seen my coffee mug that says I only date superheroes. I actually bought that from a fellow reseller when she was doing a fundraiser to help a horse that needed some veterinary care in a new forever home. And I went on her site and the mug was like $20. It was on Poshmark. It was like another $6 for shipping, and I didn't care. I mean, number one, I wanted to help another reseller, and I really wanted to help this horse. I saw a picture of the horse and I was like, oh, I'm in love with the horse. He was really cute. I was in love. But the fact that she had a superhero coffee mug, I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. I'll pay $30 for it. So just keep in mind that all these different kinds of people are shopping online, and you want to be able to have something for everybody. The Disney people, they pay a lot of money for their stuff. People that collect Disney and like the Disney plush and the Disney toys and the Disney collectibles, they pay up too. Yeah, if everyone liked the same thing, we'd all be out of, well, yeah, we'd all be out of business, because number one, everything would be bought quickly and nobody would be donating to Goodwill or other thrift stores or having yard sales, right? And you absolutely, Roger's right, you cannot build your business on BOLO only. I'm thirsty, sorry. You gotta have filler. You gotta have bread and butter. I even have filler and bread and butter plush. And I show those to you guys all the time in the What Sold videos and on Instagram. I pick them up for 50 cents. I flip them for $10. That's fine. If 2 or 3 sell over the weekend, you know, that's just added profits. It all adds up. Hey, Shelly, welcome in. So, let me see. I'm trying to keep my thoughts on track. I'm a little discombobulated today. We actually didn't get home. We were out of the house from early this morning until like I want to say like an hour before I went live, and we were trying to pull shipping, and I tried to write a list. So bear with me. Sometimes I think the me that's not as prepared and just starts, you know, talking whatever I'm thinking does better than the prepared me. I don't know. So here's one thing I really wanted you guys to keep in mind. I put this down because it's so important. So if you find something out in the wild that's super ugly or you're attracted to it, whether it's really ugly or, you know, it's unique. There's something about it that you know you need to get it. And you go to comp it. If you can't find any comps, if you can't find any active listings on the item, and you can't find any solds on the item, that does not mean it's bad, you guys. Because bad stuff, whoops, almost demonetized myself. Bad stuff exists on eBay. I'm telling you, go one day and do a search for Faded Glory shorts, which is Walmart brand, and look at your solds, and they're there. Even bad things are on eBay and Poshmark. If you've got something so awesome, and what I'm going to show you at the end of this video that I sourced today is a perfect example. There was one listed, used, one sold new. Mine are new. But they're so unique. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So if you can't find a comp for an item, it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's not worth sourcing. It means it is so unique. It is such a one of a kind item that you need to get it. If it's that unique, it's that one of a kind, you can't find a comp for it, but you know that you could sell it because it looks amazing. Even ugly can look amazing. You will hear me say all the time, this is so ugly, it's awesome. Things can be so ugly, they're awesome or amazing. So if you can't find a comp, doesn't mean it's bad. It means now you've got something that's really unique. You've got a one of a kind item that you can put on eBay, be the only one with it, and you get to make your own price. And you're the only one. So if buyers want it, they're going to pay for it because they don't have anyone else to compare it to. They don't have anyone else to get it from. You can kind of like set your price really high and then just put best offer on it and go from there. Or if it's something that's really super unique, you could even do an auction and see what happens, right? I sold the Beauty and the Purse. Yeah, I had totally having a brain fart. The Sleeping Beauty. She's my favorite villain. I love her. Anyway, I had a makeup bag with her on it, and here's the hashtag fashion dumb. It was some big handbag brand that's big in New York that made some Disney villain line of makeup bags. I found it for $1 at a church sale, and this was like a year ago, maybe even more. It went for like $80. Right. So if you can't find something, price it high. It's yours. You're the only one with it. But I would say that only, you know, for rare things. If you find a pair of denim shorts that are cut off and you can't find any comps for that brand, but it looks just like every other brand, but it's just a different brand, not so much. But if it's something really super cool, unique, ugly, rare, whatever. Oh, that's awesome, Bill and David. Maleficent, yes. Thank you, Roger. And Fader Faded. Thank you so much. Maleficent's like always been one of my favorite villains, and I really couldn't remember her name for a minute. I actually have a pen on my desk that's the dragon. And I almost kept that makeup bag, to be honest with you, but when I saw it would go for like $80, I was like, I'm selling it. Hey, Holly, welcome in. Thanks for coming. So, and here's the other thing I just really want to quickly mention, and then I'm going to show my shoes, and then I'm going to, oh, I told you what they are. I've been trying to keep it a secret what this item is that I sourced today, but I got one more point I want to make. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'll open up the floor for questions. Yeah, Mary, that's a very good point. Okay, so don't waste a lot of time. If you find something that's so cool and you can't find a comp, don't stand in the store and hem and haw and look and dig. for 20 minutes. Put them in your cart, get them home. They're going to make money. The bottom line is, if you find something that's fugly, you should probably buy it, because somebody else is going to love it. You know that expression, one man's trash is another man's treasure? Well, one man's fugly is another man's fashion must-have, right? So, Colleen, I have been doing a lot of shoes lately. Used, even. These are not used. But actually, and you guys will have to wait till Tuesday for the haul video. You know the big giant Goodwill bags? I brought home 1.5 of those full of shoes today. Go Star. Anyway, these are new. And are these not the... I can't even stand them. They're ugly. They make me giggle. And they know us at the Goodwill because we're regulars there. So the girls there, they always talk to me, and sometimes they help me find stuff or hold stuff aside for me. So when I put these on the counter, they were like, oh my God, you're crazy. They know what we do too. They know we're resellers. But anyway, the light in here is not doing that orange justice. The way they're looking to you guys, they're a darker orange than that. So I'm hoping when they get under the photo lights, Holly, that's exactly the word that I thought of, but I didn't want to say it on the channel. Pimp shoes. I think it's too late to sell them for Easter. I wish I would have found them sooner. So these are Expressions by RC, and they are new with tags. And they say, to be a fashionable man is to know yourself, know what you represent, and know what works for you. And apparently orange snakeskin shoes. These make me laugh. They are so ugly. I can't with these. I cannot. I'm going to photograph them tomorrow and put them up. I'll put them back in the haul video on Tuesday for anyone who may have missed it. This is what I paid for them. Can you see it? $7.99. So I found them. I didn't even see the tag. I just thought, holy ugly, Batman. I thought, holy fugly, somebody wants these shoes. And I saw that they were $7.99, but then I saw they were new at tag. So we did comp them. There is no pair exactly like this on eBay. Keith comped them for me. He looked up the brand in orange, and there is an orange pair with a different like design that's used that's up for $28, and one pair that was orange but slightly different, new with tags, sold for I think it was $75 or $80. So being that those are done and sold, and the only other active pair right now is used, mine are going up for like $80 plus shipping, because I don't care. Mine are the only ones new with tags. They're ugly. They're a big size too. They're an 11. I'll have to clean this up right here on the bottom where they had a sticker. But I figure since, you know, mine are new, I think I might have just found a flaw. How sad. But the only other pair, it's not even the same. It's the same brand and the same style. It's a different size. The pattern's different. Mine are going to be the only ones like this new with tags. But I think I just found a flaw. I'm not sure if that's something I can pick off. I don't want to mess them up. You see that dot? These are Expressions by RC. And Keith said, well, you're going to have people that maybe tell you, you know, if you put them up that high, how come yours are high? Well, mine are new at tags. Yeah, $8 though. I don't know what this is. I just want to pick out it. If they were less than $8, like if they had been $5, I would have bought them without looking. Absolutely. Hey Linda, better late than never. Welcome in. So we're talking about my pimp shoes here. Yeah, your worm was super awesome. Super cool. That was a nice worm. Y'all that aren't in the Facebook group, you should join it. If nothing else, than to see Nate's worm. Caterpillar, whatever it was. I'm probably going to do 80 plus calculated shipping. They probably weigh like 2 or 3 pounds. I really want to know what this is. I really should probably not pick at it anymore until it's under photo light so I can see what the heck it is and what I'm doing. Because if this is something that... It feels like a sticker, like a price sticker is stuck on the side of the shoe, but I don't want to mess up the shoe. So I'm going to have to put it way out of my reach because my OCD will keep wanting to pick at it. But yes. Now... Oh, thank you, Holly. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to show you one other thing that I found today that I had to leave behind, and I was really sad. Have any of you ever heard of the Halloween, well, not exactly, not always just Halloween. Have you guys ever heard of Ruby's Costumes? They're a costume place based out of California, and they specialize in like really elaborate, really nice costumes. And they're called Rubies. I didn't get a picture of the tag. I wish we got a picture of the tag, but they're Rubies. And I've sold some of their costumes before. And I saw this. First of all, let me show you what Goodwill wanted for it, if you can see it. You see that price tag? It says $25. I was almost going to spend $25 on this because of what it is, and I know about that costume place. I thought it would be worth it, but apparently they only go for $25 or $30. Some even knew it tags for $30 on eBay. So I put it back on the rack, kind of like way in the back in between a bunch of other stuff, and I'm crossing my fingers that it'll hang out long enough to be 99 cents, but I know it won't. I know it won't. As soon as it goes half off at $12.50, it's going to sell. I don't know if you guys can see. There. You can see it right there. It is a Michael Jackson replica jacket. I saw that and I flipped. I was like, I gotta have it. And then I saw that it was $25. So I took pictures of it. I'll be putting pictures of this in the Facebook group. Again, if you're not a member, join. Links in the description box. And I'll put a picture up so people can see this better. And the ridiculous price tag. I was so excited when I found that, but I had to leave it behind. Hopefully it'll still be there. So I really believe that I just want to kind of make up my mind right now and say I'm going to weigh them and put calculated shipping. I may add a secondary option of, what's that really cheap one? I have it on my Game of Thrones mugs because it was like, the Game of Thrones mugs are like $25 to California, I think, because they're like 6 pounds. So I put the secondary option on them. I might have made the medium flat rate too. But the really slow one through USPS. I gotta stop picking at these. I'll probably add that as a secondary option in case, if they weigh 30 pounds and somebody in California wants them. But I think I'm just going to start them at 80 and let it ride, see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes that doesn't always work. If any of you have been around for a long time, you may remember the Adidas test shoes that we found at a yard sale last year. In July, we found them the day before we went to eBay Open. And I didn't get them up in the store until probably October. But they sold the tags on them, and they were test shoes from an Adidas factory. And they're still sitting around. I started them pretty high. But they are a smaller size. So, I mean, these are like, who said Easter shoes? And I also think like church shoes. Or, you know, a pimp. Demonetized! Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for questions and just answer anything. If you guys have any questions about reselling in general, plush, jeans, anything not reselling related, throw them in the chat and I'll get to them. I did want to mention that... What did I want to mention? I wanted to write something down. I forget. It'll come to me while we talk. Hey, Savvy Seagull, welcome in. Made a sale thing. Oh, good, good. I'm glad that you made a sale. Oh, love Flippin' Hippos. Thank you so much. Shoes for someone in a 70s band. And I'm really excited to get them on Poshmark as well as eBay. See what happens. They could end up sitting around forever like my Adidas. Things surprise you sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll get something that I'm so sure is like, oh, it's going to sell right away. And a year later, it's still here. And then sometimes I bring things home that I'm like, meh. It's like filler. It's never going to move. And then it does. I guess it's just who's online looking for what and when, right? I am going to be doing a haul video on Tuesday. That's what I wanted to mention. So, I'll be showing these again. I got a bag full of shoes, you guys. They're not my favorite. But when they're 99 cents and they're cute and they're good brands, I can't pass them up. You cannot sell plush on Poshmark. No. Absolutely not. Not even the Victoria's Secret dogs they had. You can only sell shoes, clothing, accessories, and makeup on Poshmark. That's it. Will you see a lot of contraband on there? Yes. But that doesn't make it right. You're not supposed to. Our purple label Ralph Lauren is still around. We've had some really low offers on it, like 15 and 20 bucks. I think that those are coming from people who just see Ralph Lauren and don't understand that the purple label is very valuable. And they just think, well, why is this Ralph Lauren? You know what I mean? They just think it's Ralph Lauren. It's still around. It's got the #1, like, it's at the top row of my Posh Closet. I make sure that it always gets shared, so it's right at the top. We've had interest in it, but we're not letting it go for 20 bucks either, because I can get 20 bucks for a Massimo used shirt. When I have jeans that aren't distressed, but have a small rip or hole. So if they have a small rip or hole, I still call them distressed and say they're ripped or have a hole. But I market it so it sounds good. I don't like, I have these jeans that are ripped. I'll be like, these are distressed and ripped. Because there's actually in the item description, item specifics, sorry. There's a checkbox for ripped. You can, it's in the feature, I can't remember what it's called. But when you're doing jeans and they have like the area where you can put if they are fashion trends, I think is what it's called, fashion trends. You can checkbox ripped. So you can actually market jeans that have rips and tears as more desirable. Holly is absolutely right. Just clothes, shoes, accessories. You can also do makeup, but there's some makeups you can't do, and it'll stop you absolutely if you try to list it. This warning will come up, and I only know that because when I listed a bunch of my my Ipsy and Birchbox subscription stuff that I wasn't going to be using. I listed a bunch of it on eBay, and when I was cross-posting at the Poshmark, the hair care products and some of the aerosols and stuff came up on Poshmark that I could not list them there. And that I should also bring that up with you guys. So if you put that stuff on eBay, perfumes, aerosols, things like that cannot ship priority. They cannot go in the air. They must ship on the ground. So you have to make sure that they weigh less than a pound, that you're shipping them first class, or you're shipping them that option that's just ground, because they cannot go in the air. It's like a federal crime. So careful with that. The 2 Victoria's Secret dogs I had were the velvet, the purple velvet and the pink foil. I've never sourced or found in the wild. I've seen the ones you're talking about. They're just like cute little, they look like the rich lady's purse dogs, right? I would just check it out, see if there's any comps on eBay. If there's not, I'd probably do 12 to 15. I know my pink and purple dogs didn't go for that much, but they were like the little hard dogs. So I don't know. Check it out, see if there's any listed. If not, you can make up your own price. Burberry fragrance bear, bought for $1. Retail ground, yes, and mark the package, and that goes for any liquids, aerosols, things like that, except for like foundation, because they let you sell foundation on. The reason I got that error and I got educated myself was I was trying to list like hairspray and stuff on Poshmark that I had on eBay, and it came up that it couldn't ship priority because it flies. But they let you list foundation, which is a liquid. It's a liquid women put on their face. I don't know, but I know for sure aerosols and perfumes and stuff like that. Like I couldn't even put the little tiny sample perfumes on Poshmark. It would not let me for that error. But it'll let me put up all these different foundations. And moisturizers are a liquid too. But, you know, so I don't know. Has anyone else? No, we haven't applied for that. We're kind of still fiddle farting around with Amazon. Of lately, I'm not going to mention any names because it's not my stories to tell. But I have heard some horror stories about Amazon lately, and there are people being literally destroyed on Amazon for no reason other than just somebody else wants to report them for whatever. The alcohol and potentially explosive ingredients, that absolutely makes sense. So the hair care, like the mousse and the hairsprays and stuff like that, perfume has alcohol in it, and then I guess makeup doesn't. I don't know. I just kind of like, that's how I learned and did my research, because when Poshmark was allowing certain makeups through and not hair care stuff, I was kind of, and it wasn't like, oh, this is against Posh. It was like, you cannot do this priority. I did some research, and most of you have heard your postal guys to ask when people mail stuff too, is there anything potentially liquid, bio, whatever. They go through that whole spiel. So, I still can't believe I paid $8 for those shoes. But listen, even if I took a best offer of say $70 and they paid shipping, so, you know, we always say 15% for fees, that's going to be like $10.50 for fees. So we'll say $18.50. So let's just round up to 19 to do easy math. We would still profit like what, $51 on these pair of shoes. So yeah, you can send perfumes ground but not air, which means priority. You can't send them priority. Only one shirt in the last year. Oh, sorry guys, not you. Hey, welcome in. Uno amico percaso. I probably totally butchered that, but I tried. So on Poshmark, I think we got sidetracked with talking about what can ship and whatnot. You can list, I think it's all makeup, but no face care perfumes. And one thing that's considered an accessory that's kind of surprising, you can list phone cases on there because they do consider those an accessory. I mean, because Gucci and Louis Vuitton, have really cute cases, and they have all those designs that some people like. Mine's just a clear case because my phone's purple, and I wanted to see my phone. But you can list the cute cases and the case charms and stuff like that as accessories. Yeah, Amazon's not a sandbox I'm too excited to play in. Keith does Amazon. He does list on it. He does some stuff on it. I just don't want to. I may not always feel that way. You know, when we get to a point where he quits his job and joins me at home doing this full time with me, it may be something that he gets into a lot bigger, and then I would be willing to sit down and have him teach me and learn it. But right now, that's his baby. You know, Posh is my baby. But he, you know, he knows enough to help me out with offers to likers and stuff. But all the stories I hear, and I feel like Keith is so brave. He's so brave for doing it. Joan sold the phone case on Posh. I found some phone cases at the Goodwill. Some really cute ones that were Lily Pulitzer. There was a whole slew of them new in the box. And they were all $10 a piece or something ridiculous. So I didn't get them. Tried Amazon. Yeah, like I said, Keith, that's his thing. He does the Amazon, and he does our phones. But that I'm willing to learn about. Like, I've learned a lot about phones, and I do go with him when he buys them locally or sells them locally, because it's safety in numbers. You should always go together. Plus, if he's meeting like a couple of people back to back and I go with him, he usually treats me to like a coffee or a nice coffee for going. Bribery works, gentlemen. Remember that. If you want your wife to go with you, if you do local sales or whatever, bribe her with a coffee. We all love coffee, especially the special coffees. Yeah, big people. That's kind of like what I've been hearing, is that it's gotten to a point on Amazon where anybody can report anybody for having inauthentic, and it doesn't matter how like established you are. It can literally wind up with you being suspended and not able to sell on there anymore. So, I don't know. That's just not a sandbox I want to play in. It's like, you know, it was said in the chat, because I just don't like the idea that anybody can report anybody for anything and just, you know, destroy them completely, without any kind of way to defend yourself or anything. Yeah, there's just so much on there. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that can happen on eBay too, but I feel like as much as we all love to complain and say there's no seller protection, there kind of is. Like, there's ways around not having your total life's work on eBay destroyed by one person. You know what I mean? So, making ends meet, welcome in. We are coming to the end of the show. I got about like 10 minutes left. I can hang out with you guys if you want to ask more questions. You can ask me about anything at all. It doesn't have to be reselling related. Can be about anything. I know I talk a lot about plush and jeans, but you guys can ask me about other stuff too if you're interested in other stuff. Is Nate still here? You guys, his worm. I wanted to bring it up again. So, if you're not a part of our Facebook group, I've already said like 5 times, but link is in the description. Join it. It is an amazing group of really great people. We have a lot of fun in there. It's a very positive atmosphere. Everyone's nice and helpful. And So Nate, or Red Neckerson's Resells, as you guys know him, he found, I think he said 8 foot. I don't know. If he's here, correct me. He's here. 8 foot. 8 foot. He found this 8 foot multicolor worm, and he put pictures of it in the group, and then he sent me private messages, and we were all like, get it, get it, get it. And he sold it in like 2 days for, is it $95 plus shipping or $125 plus shipping? Yes, I am going to eBay open. Colleen Gallagher right there is going to be our roommate. Bye, Shelly. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. I know it's hard for you to make the live shows, so I always like it when you come. That's really nice of you. Yeah, we Grand Larceny, I knew what you were talking about, but I just kind of digressed into talking about Amazon in general. Okay, so Colleen says, I have a question. She's been getting a ton of returns for does not fit. What is your opinion on taking off the free returns? I would leave them on. Here's why. Here's why, before y'all get your pitchforks out. We've been getting a lot more for not fit too. Also, okay, but 1 out of every 5 or so are being opened as item not as described. Doesn't fit. On stuff with free returns. So you still have those buyers out there that were so trained and have it so ingrained in their brains that in order to return it without paying for the return postage, they're going to have to lie and open an item that is described. And they don't even really lie that well, because they will literally type in, didn't fit me. Item not as described, didn't fit. And it had free returns on it. So that makes me feel like if you turn your free returns off, you're going to get that many more item not as described open on you for people who don't want to pay that return shipping for something not fitting or just buyer's remorse. And they're not removing, if you guys didn't know this, they do not remove item not as described anymore, even if they are false or wrong. You could call eBay. They'll tell you. We have the concierge service even. And they'll tell us, oh, yeah, they shouldn't open item not as described for didn't fit. But we can't remove your dang. Once they open it, it's a done deal. So I would keep them on just to kind of deter those people. Number 1. Number 2, having free returns, they cannot leave you negative feedback. And if they do, eBay will remove it. Period. Free return equals no negative feedback. And number 3, the partial refunds that you can do. On the stuff with free returns, if they return it to you in any condition other than you sent it out to them, you can decide when you go to refund them up to 50% less than what they paid for it. And you get to give a reason, and eBay will back you up 100% and allow you to do that. Often, the buyer will fight it, because of course they do. What do you mean I only get 50% back after I ripped the tags off this new with tags and spilled spaghetti sauce on it and still send it back to you? They get all kinds of mad. They'll fight it, but what eBay does, they refund the buyer the difference that you didn't. They close the case. No defect for you, no ding for you, nothing else for you, and you're not out that money. So legitimately, if they send something back to you and they've lowered its value and it costs, $50, you can refund them $25 and keep that $25. And even if they fight it, eBay will refund them, but it doesn't reflect on you. So you can keep part of the money, no negatives, and less risk of item not as described. But I would only recommend like stuff that's first class, and that's how Keith feels too. Anything that weighs over a pound, we try not to put free returns on, just because that's a lot of shipping to eat if it comes back. So that's my thoughts on that. I have a problem with people that are not positive at least some of the time. Yeah, me too. I mean, not everybody can be positive all the time. I'm sure we all have our moments where we want to punch a hole in the wall. But most of the time, we should all just try to look at the bright side of things. Somebody has it worse than you somewhere. Somebody's feeling worse than you. And, you know, you can only make yourself feel better if you stop wallowing, I guess is what I want to say. We should all try to be positive, you know? And I think I did a video on that where I just basically said that you can't always be, like, sometimes you're going to be angry or sad. Take the time you need to feel angry or sad, and then decide how you're going to feel better and what you're going to do to make the situation better and never happen again. You know what I mean? Yeah, the no negative feedback is amazeballs. Like, you could legitimately refund them half, and they could get mad and leave a negative, and it gets removed, and you get to keep your money. Yeah, they destroyed your item, but who cares? You kept the money, and you're kind of teaching buyers a lesson. You have to do free returns to keep top rated seller plus. You can have top rated seller without doing free returns. The items with free returns gives you top rated seller plus, which is the additional discount on your final value fees. So, you know, if those aren't important to you, or any of the other reasons I mentioned, free returns, then you don't need to have them on. I kind of sometimes think about putting them on everything, but again, in a chance that you get an honest buyer that returns it honestly, just, you know, didn't do anything to it or ruin it or whatever, you're out the shipping there and back, and it's like, I don't know. I just don't want to do it on stuff that's over £1. With one exception. There are some jeans that we are trying to, like, liquidate. So we've marked them way, way down, and we put shipping cost on them and free returns. Because most of our jeans that go on padded flats, we have the buyer pays the return with free shipping, because you can't afford it both ways. It's too expensive. And some of those, just to kind of see if they'll move, we switched it to where it has charged shipping and free returns. But yeah, you can be top rated seller without offering free returns. To get the top rated seller plus, you put the free returns on, and I think I can't remember the percentage. It's a discount on your final value fees. That's all it is. 10%, I think. It used to be 20. You know, they keep finding ways to make more money, usually at our expense. Alright guys, it is nearing 10 o'clock, so I'm going to let you guys go. I know we're all super, super busy. Hopefully everyone had a really great weekend and lots of sales that they need to package up and get ready to go. If you're in the Facebook group, don't forget to get a picture of your items in a pile waiting to go to the post office, because we do our themed post every Monday, our fat stacks. Everybody gets to show off their fat stacks of everything going off to be shipped from the weekend. So please do get your photos. Don't forget. Hey, Vicky, if you haven't joined the Facebook group for the 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th time tonight, I'm going to tell you, it's in the description box. Join us. We have an amazing time in there. We do a lot of themed posts, like our Fat Stack Monday. We play share games on Posh. There's a lot of really great people in there that know a lot about a lot. Like the video before you leave. Helps the channel, guys. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel. Help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media. Again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a whole entire hour tonight. That means a lot to me. I know that time is money, and you guys are all busy. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Until next time, bye-bye. Go make money.